Lexus LS500h 2018 review. Had you in 1989 asked the senior Lexus executive in the UK to predict annual sales of its flagship LS model 5 generations and 18 years later, he'd have come up with a number larger than 100. But that's how many of these new LS500h Ewan Shepherd, the man who does that job today, reckons he'll shift in 2018. To be fair, sales only start on 2nd of January and there will be an inevitable ramp-up, but he says no more than 150 units will be coming this way even in a full year. In the same time, Mercedes-Benz will shift 2,500 S-classes. The LS has always struggled here, the best volumes hitting around 400 in 2007 just before the crash. The injuries have been self-inflicted in part. Refusing to offer a diesel engine denied it the vast bulk of prospects, but it has also fallen victim to a nation of badge snobs that we are. This all-new LS does not seek to change its tune because it's far more successful in less traditionalist markets, but it has been re-recorded unmixed with a decidedly more upbeat groove. Lower, wider and longer, the styling is far more adventurous, borderline funky, in fact, and comes with uncommon presence and an almost fanatical devotion to detail. That spindle front grille has 5,000 surfaces and took one stylist 14 weeks of solid work to design, after which I'm guessing he or she had to go and lie in darkened room for almost as long again. I really like its appearance and most elements of its striking cabin design. It looks both luxurious and modern, which is both a difficult and neat trick to pull. Moreover, the top-of-the-range four-wheel drive Premier model I drove was full of quite exceptional materials, even in those areas only a journalist might choose to push and prod, the inside of the door bins, for instance. In design terms, this is a proper job. In other areas, its abilities are more sketchy. Far more sketchy, in fact. I worried that in both the official blurb and presentations, the actually nuts and bolts of the car, the powertrain, chassis and construction materials, were pretty much the last things to be mentioned. Hierarchically, the fact you can order interior door facings covered in leather quilting folded according to ancient origami tradition appeared to be more important. And don't get me wrong, it's a great material and fabulously executed. But neither that nor that they've managed to present wood in a way wood cannot present naturally should really come before things like, the engine. Which is a 3.5-liter V6 developing 295 bhp without the aid of turbochargers, but boosted by a hybrid system to produce a total system output of 354 bhp. It powers either the rear or all four wheels suspended at each corner by multi-link suspension units. The most obvious problem is the engine, which has to work far too hard to cart the immense weight of the LS from place to place. In the specification I drove, it weighed 2,420 kilograms, almost half a ton more than the new Audi A8 when fitted with a similarly powerful V6 motor. If this were a sonorous V12 or even a thundering V8, you might not mind too much. But it's a coarse V6 that develops maximum torque at a sky-high 5,100 revolutions per minute, and not even 10 gear ratios, 4 real, 6 virtual, can disguise the fact. On a steady motorway incline, it would at times have to rev to over 4,000 revolutions per minute to maintain progress, and it's not shy about voicing its displeasure. It's a shame to say it but, when all the mainstream alternatives have quiet turbo engines offering massive thrust from barely more than idling speed whether they be powered by petrol or diesel, this normally aspirated V6 is nothing less than inadequate for a car whose prices only start at £72,595 and extend all the way up to £97,995.